consider like Wonder Bread with a slice of processed cheese and some bolognas. Maybe a little mustard, but that might be too exotic for her.
Our place. It's usually Friday and Saturday nights, mostly. So if the people out there that are flying the drones, if you like to watch a 60-year-old woman on a Friday and Saturday night and have nothing better to do, you go ahead. And I'd like to say something else. And for all the people that are driving by, taking pictures of my property and taking pictures to see that what we're doing in the yard, I'm going to let you guys know I am scared of being in my own place because I stick mostly to my RV and my backyard because I never know that when somebody's going to blame us for what's going on, or blame me, I should say, I am scared to death that somebody's going to come along and do something to me while I'm in my yard. That's how
Oh boy.
scared I am. Now, all these here interviews that Daniel have done.
That's how scared she is. I don't even believe that she's scared in that sense. I believe that she's afraid for her freedom. She's not being completely direct with us. You're not reading this off a piece of paper, are you?
I am scared for him too. I'm scared it will turn out to be like a Porta pack. That's what I am scared of. I told the investigators this, and
Here she goes crying.
they more or less can't do anything about it because they're on public property, If they step
I wonder what she wanted. Could you make these people stop? Can you station an officer out here in Gage and just tell people when they slow down to fuck off on my behalf, please? Is that what you're looking for? She's so bothered by these things, but she doesn't want to identify what it is that bothers her about it. She just doesn't like people talking about her behind her back. That's really what it is. That's what you're describing, Janie. You don't like people talking about you behind your back? You're paranoid? Why are you so paranoid? About what? Because you're going to be wrongfully accused of something that you didn't do? Am I being charged with something that I didn't do?
put on my property, then there's something I can do. Yes, I believe the kids are alive. And the reason why I believe the kids are alive is because my heart is telling me they are alive.
It's like Hank Williams.
If they are deceased, I would have, just like everybody else, you'd have this feeling in your heart that you can't explain.
Oh, that answers it all. Oh, you know that feeling in your heart that you can't explain? That's what's telling me the kids are still alive. In other words, she doesn't want to apply any common sense or logic to why she feels a certain way because you can't explain it. That's like dickhead Daniel telling you that there's nothing worth remembering. Come on. You know, that you just can't describe? Well, it's that. So really, she has no reason to why she believes the kids are still alive. What does that tell you? There's no real reason. She doesn't want to tell you the reason why she thinks the kids are still alive because she knows the kids are otherwise. All right? But she doesn't want to answer that question the other way because that would open up people to bring it to the next question, which she doesn't want to answer either. Major form of avoidance. Yeah, Ilya, you'd have to feel them in your heart to begin with. She never did. She's just so bonded to these children. Like that's just a natural thing that humans have in their hearts. You know, that thing that you can't describe? Is that the medical term? So non-emotional, talking about the kids being not alive, in your opinion, Neuro. Good one. Very good. And look at how she got out of it. She believes they're still alive because that thing that goes on inside that you can't describe has told her so.
And your gut feeling. But no, I definitely believe the kids are not deceased.
What about that feeling in your fucking face after I slap you, biatch? Huh?
I believe they are alive. Where they are, I cannot tell you. As I said before, if I knew where the kids were, I would go and get them. I would not care what...
That's exactly what Derwood in private calls likes to say and Jordan likes to say, almost word for word. That's how you know that they're all conspiring together behind the scenes. Just another example. Oh, if I knew where the kids were, I'd go get them myself. Well, yeah, but who brings that up? Derwood? Jordan brings that up? Janie brings that up as though that's actually an answer to everything. And you weren't even asked to begin with. This is information that you're volunteering as though it's supposed to be representative of something. Can you not just say? No, she doesn't want to just say. She only cries when she talks about her sons or her other grandchildren, not Jack or Lily. Yeah, and again, she's crying about herself being inconvenienced as a way to garner sympathy. And she wants you to think, because we're here for Jack and Lily, that she's crying for Jack and Lily. No. She just told us all about the things that inconvenience her. Well, those would be and equate to the things that would be worth crying over to an old bat like her. She only cries when she talks about her sons, right? You could hear her flip the pages. Could you? I've got my noise canceling earphones on. I'm not sure I did hear that paper. Maybe you did. Yes, she's all phony baloney talking about J and L. No true emotion. True.
Kind of shit I got into, I would go and get them. And there's another thing that I would like to...
No matter what kind of shit that she would get into, she'd be right there. That's what Derwood and Jordan love to say as well. Without being asked. Like, that's an answer to something. Guys, that's you just replacing. That's such a non-answer. You're not saying anything when you say that. That doesn't have anything to do with what happened, what time it was, what you were doing. Such a phony story out here.
To put out there, I would like whoever has the kids or whoever knows where the kids are, please, if they want to and they want to get out of trouble, please drop them off where they pick them up at night time. We do not have cameras. We do not have an outside street light. It is pure dark. If you watch a video of someone that saw me supposedly filling potholes in, how dark it is, because they drove by to show everybody how dark it is.
What? What is she saying?
If they want to drop the kids off of here, and if they got the kids to yell, my dog would let me know that they're out there. I will go get them, and I will make sure they are safe.
This time.
I don't...
Like, what? Listen, you're an old weirdo that lives in an RV. Why would anybody be returning kids to you in order for you to make safe at this point in time? Especially after everything that you've said. Yeah, she's responding to people's criticism and perception of them, Miss K.
The only thing I can tell you about that is I had nothing to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance. I know Daniel did not have anything to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance. The reason I know that, I know in my heart that Daniel would not harm those children.
Oh, that same heart again. That same heart that gives you the feeling inside that you just can't describe. Well, that's some pretty accurate gauging there. That's like a micrometer. So precise of an instrument. She's so full of shit. That's a non-answer.
The answer relies with Malaya.
Why is she in and out of like semi-crying state? It's an overemphasis in trying to put emotion in your voice to a person who's not very good. Like a normal person who was experiencing normal human emotions would be able to tap into their emotions. It'll often be triggered. It doesn't need to be forced. Janie's is forced.
Hasn't spoke up, she hasn't come, and she hasn't said anything about all this. That's all I have to say. The rest of the answers to all your questions rely with Malaya. The only thing I can tell you about that is I had nothing to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance. I know Daniel did not have anything to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance. The reason I know that, I know in my heart that Daniel would not harm those children. The answer relies with Malaya. She hasn't spoke up, she hasn't come, and
So she's talking about what happened to Jack and Lily. She knows her and Daniel don't have anything to do with whatever happened to Jack and Lily with the disappearance. There's two things there involved with that too, by the way. There's the incident and the cover-up. But she wants us to know that the answers, and the answer to that in which she was just speaking with, the answers lie with Malaya. So again, she's leading on and she's telling us that she knows something happened to Jack and Lily, as opposed to a person who shouldn't know anything in that sense. If you didn't know anything, you would have no reason to be telling people all the answers lie with Malaya.
hasn't said anything about all this. That's all I have to say. The rest of the answers to all your questions rely with Malaya. I'm going to give an opinion on here, and this is my opinion and my opinion only. I think Sunny should watch what she says about people.
That's really funny. You think, Janie, you're in a position to be calling anybody out, you old battle axe? I can't wait until she gets fucking booked.
She has very, very bad accusations about people.
Just another spot she doesn't want to be specific in. Now you want to generalize again? Sounds like you're scared of Sunny. You've said some very bad things made some very serious allegations about people. Oh yeah, oh, like when, where? You don't want to be specific exactly? Well, because she wants to avoid any further questioning on anything. She doesn't want anybody else getting any ideas. I have to stay general.
And I do not like it The reason I am on Facebook is because I will not go on her because she has her opinion, yes, but her accusations towards people is terrible. And I don't like the way she nags Daniel all the time to come on and defend himself. That is up to Daniel to do that, not her agonizing and antagonize him to do it. And I do not go on any otherbody's show. I went on Facebook there a while ago, and I tried to explain to people, give people timelines, and they just screwed it all up. So I went off there.
What does that tell you? What does that say to you? I tried giving you people the timelines, and you just turned around and screwed it right up.
No, that is not true because my heart is telling me that timelines, and they just screwed it all up.
See if I can get back to it. Hold on.
On Facebook is because I will not go on her because she has her opinion, yes, but her accusations told him not to beg it too heavy. My property and taking pictures to see that what we're doing in the yard. I'm going to let you guys know I am scared of being in my own place because I stick mostly to my RV and my backyard because I never know that when somebody's going to blame us for what's going on, or blame me, I should say, I am scared to death that somebody's going to come along and do something to me while I'm in my yard. That's how scared I am. Now, all these here interviews that Daniel have done, I am scared for him.
It's so hilarious to listen to somebody who's so confrontational tell you about how scared they are about something. Because it doesn't go in hand with how confrontational the person is being. A person who's confrontational is the opposite of being scared. You know, it sounds more like a justification for a lie.
Him too. I'm scared it will turn out to be like a Porta pack. That's what I am scared of. I told the investigators this, and they more or less can't do anything about it because they're on public property, If they step foot on my property, then there's something I can do. Yes, I believe the kids are alive, and the reason why I believe the kids are alive is because my heart is telling me they are alive. If they are deceased,
guys,
I would have.
Before we get any further, you know how we're listening to her almost recite this off a piece of paper? Of course, this is rehearsed, the story, and her saying this the way she is without that emotion attached to it tells you that it's rehearsed in that sense. Not like it's a big breakthrough, but it's another moment to observe something that's occurring.
Just like everybody else, you'd have this feeling in your heart that you can't explain.
In her mind beforehand, she came up with this as a way to explain it away when the question arises. And she's going to refer to things like a country song and talk about how her heart feels a certain way, and her tummy and her stomach. She doesn't use the term woman's intuition. She doesn't use any sort of socially appropriate metaphor to the situation. She obfuscates. Okay, what does that tell you? Yeah, Anita Bonita, one of her interview, you can hear her paper like she went to the next page. She got a little scribbling pad there. Yeah. Tells you that this script is so important to her. She needs to, constantly check it. Therefore, what else happened? What is it that they're hiding, friends? And it would tell you that Janie's cognizant of it. You have to think Malaya is as well. But it's difficult because in this power dynamic, in this trailer, it would have been imposed upon her regardless. Here's the situation, like it or not. Here's what you're going to say, and we're putting it on you. Meaning Daniel and Janie in this story that Malaya's about to go in front of CTV and say about how everybody's so filled with hurt and sorrow.
And your gut feeling. But no, I definitely believe the kids are not deceased. I believe they are alive.
Like a formal statement. I believe that they are alive. It's because she's not a very good reader. And she talks like she, you know what I mean? It comes across in her way she reads things. Oh, man, it's just, come on. Unreliable.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Where they are, I cannot tell you. As I said before, if I knew where the kids were, I would go and get them. I would not care what kind of shit I got into. I would go and get them. And
Derwood and Jordan say that word for word. And in fact, they tried to get me and Mike Demand to say the same thing as a way to reason with the other person. You know, uninvitedly. You know, uninvited. They just volunteered this. Word for word. Like, it's almost like exactly alike. That's how you know they're all working together. But I don't expect everybody out there in the audience to recognize that. I'm just saying because it's so profound in my mind. Well, I guess I should say it like this. That Derwood and her are working together, conspiring, we'll say, in an illegal way. In an illegal way.
there's another thing.
And that probably gets passed on to Jordan. Jordan just parrots what Derwood tells him. If I knew where they were, no matter what kind of shit there was I would get into, I would be there. She's acknowledging that, like, no matter what sort of shit. Well, you can apply that to this situation. This is that no matter what kind of shit that she's in the middle of right now. Only in a different way. Whether she chooses to acknowledge it or not. It could be completely different if they were representing the situation in an accurate, like an accurate depiction, and they're not. They're totally detached from reality here because they're so reliant on this bullshit narrative they gave the RCMP in the beginning. They're too terrified to go outside that script, and they rely too much on over explanation and storytelling and just sheer bold-faced lies. And people are wise to it. Not that you need them to keep lying to you, because the only reason that they're lying to you is to protect their culpability in the situation, making them all equally as culpable for whatever happened that led to the deaths of Jack and Lily Sullivan. Why do I say the deaths? Because there's no possible way according to the story that they have on record giving to the RCMP, that the kids could have walked away. And if these people that are in front of you right now, Malaya, Janie, and Daniel, are so insistent on that being and that being their story, then they have to then sign off onto the kids being unalive as well at this point in time, unable to have sustained life, to have lived themselves. No matter what their heart says, no matter what answer there is, that's not an answer that they gave us. That's not going to be an acceptable answer to an investigator. It's not going to be an acceptable answer to 12 jurors in a courtroom or a judge. That's going to get you a one-way ticket to life in prison. ×2, ×3 for other charges coming down the line, depending on what you want to come forward with, or you're going to be facing it regardless. So the truth at that point in time, you guys can sort out amongst yourselves. Thank God the truth to this isn't just with one person who can hush up about it. Because as soon as they're into it, you're all into it. Yeah, somebody has written that Janie's using words that she can't pronounce properly. Yeah, you can hear it too, Miss K.
That I would like to put out there. I would like whoever has the kids, or whoever knows where the kids are, please, if they want to and they want to get out of trouble, please drop them off where they pick them up at night time. We do not have cameras. We do not have an outside street light. It is pure dark. If you watch a video of someone that saw me supposedly filling potholes in.
Supposedly? What? What the hell word? All right, you got CTE, woman? It's probably got beat so hard with the ugly stick, it's making her stupid. Holy mackerel. You guys think that she's drinking, or is she just this dumb in that sense? How would she know where to go get them? Exactly. So now Anita Benita, without any, now she's into this. Now, there's no if. There's no clear, concise communication that she gets across as to why she has this message, rather than she just thinks it's what she's supposed to do. It's not a just in case, or even talking to Jack and Lily. She's talking to the person who has them in a way that would indicate that she really thinks that's their, in somebody with somebody else, without actually saying it. Now she's got a message for that person. Well, wouldn't that lead you to believe that she thinks that they're out there in the moment? It's so deceptive in how she's putting it into the greater scheme of things in her statement. So fucking bizarre. You're in trouble. No matter how much trouble you're in, you come out here and drop them off. That way I can bring them back in my RV and keep them safe. Like, first of all, if it really was a message out there, don't you think that you would tell somebody to drop them off at a hospital or a place, a fire station, a hospital? That would probably be the first thing that you'd think of. You want them right back at your house again. Why? Because you probably know who has them. Hey, bring them back. It gets you wondering that way, but it's so obscure in that sense. It's not thought out, but it's so bizarre it gets you thinking. And no matter what way you get thinking in, it's not the right way. It's not in a way that makes you think that Janie's any more innocent in anything in all of this. It's you just can't put a finger on what the fuck she's going to say next because she never stops. Oh my God, Janie. She has got to be a nightmare to live with. A nightmare. Could you imagine Janie being romantic at like dinner or something like that, and enjoying wine and holding hands and whispering and listening to some soft, gentle music? Just being chill enough to want to spend any amount of time with her. Pass the fucking bread! This butter's too hard. You didn't leave it out long enough.
How dark it is, because they drove by to show everybody how dark it is. If they want to drop the kids off of here, and if they got the kids to yell, my dog would let me know that they're out there. I will go get them, and I will make sure they are safe. The only thing I can tell you about that is I had nothing to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance. I know Daniel did not have anything to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance. The reason I know that, I know in my heart that Daniel would not harm those children. The answer relies with Malaya. She hasn't spoke up, she hasn't come, and she hasn't said anything about all this. That's all I have to say. The rest of the answers to all your questions rely with Malaya.
Rely with Malaya? You did that twice. You're stupid. It's okay to say that. You're dumb. Why is it you're trying to incorporate words that you don't even know the meaning of? That'd be my first question. And where else are you doing that? Well, since we've been listening to you all over the place, honey. My dog will let me know they are out there.